things off in 2023. The green flag waving means we are good to go. It's lights out and BSB 23 starts now.
Unless you talking numbers, we ain't speaking about the right things. Switch up on my before figure, that's not like me. Baddie with a body in the lobby, she like nice things. Eyes been on that prize, I cop that cribbo for that timepiece.
Championship winning year in 2020 for FHO BMW F for Australia.
This season we have the new BMW M 1000RR. I have been very honoured to be awarded the factory status for my team. We did the testing in Donington and the weather wasn't really 100%. So I think a lot of the settings they did was more for the wet setting they did. But Josh has always been a rider choice for me. I'm just really chuffed to actually have him on board to ride for me this year. And obviously with his experience, he's an ex-champion. He won the championship twice. We know he's a fast rider too. So it's really good to have him on board. And also he has the experience and knowledge of riding the BMW, and also with Pete's knowledge, the two of them can actually work together. And I think it's really good to have Josh on board. I mean, you know, I can't even ask for anything better, really. So.
Yeah, weather was a massive factor, obviously, and the boys were also rusty. We didn't go Spanish testing. Yeah, we was all right. Pete had a few electrical issues at the Donington test and the Silverstone test. We actually found out a few little issues with Pete's bike, which we corrected, ready for here, to be fair. Just some really stupid little gremlins, but we got there anyway, and yeah, the bike's been pretty good. Both bikes have been pretty good all weekend, to be fair.
You know, I tried to be positive with the times we've done in practice and the times we did in qualifying. Had been strong all weekend, so I knew, you know, over the years I've always been a racer, so I knew that, you know, race day, even if I had a bad qualifying, race day was going to be when I could shine. Feeling really good. The team's been super welcoming. You know, I felt at ease with everything I've been asking for, and, you know, riding the bike, they've been able to, you know, understand what I'm searching for, and given you know, good changes to the bike to make me feel more comfortable, and, you know, we're getting quicker and quicker on the track, so it's all working out well. Donington was my first chance to ride the new bike. Although the weather was, you know, cold and wet, and obviously no one else was going out, I felt like I had to go out. It was my choice to go out, but I also felt pressured by the situation. You know, we haven't had the luxury of going to Spain and getting loads of laps done in the dry weather. You know, we're at this situation where the first round is approaching, and, you know, if I just sit in the garage and wait for the better days to come where it's dry and, you know, the temperature's up a bit higher, I'll spend the whole time waiting and no time riding. So it's just like, you know, just put the negatives out of your mind and just focus on making the most out of the opportunity that's there in front of you. Going into round one, I'm confident with what we've done so far, and, you know, we're more than ready to compete. You know, I'm not worried so much, but a little bit unsure as to how strong our pace will be when we get fully dry conditions, because at this point I haven't actually ridden in those conditions properly yet. So yeah, that's all to be discovered and explored when it happens, but at the moment we've done as good a job as we can given the circumstances we're faced with.
It's lights out and BSB 23 starts now.
You know, starting the first race, there's loads of anticipation and, you know, what ifs. But then, you know, I was optimistic, I was positive, I had all the, you know, the focus on doing a good job. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter how much focus and, you know, and mental stimulation you create. Sometimes you just can't create a good result. But the opening race was unreal. There's loads of passes, and, you know, unfortunately I made a load of mistakes. So there was, like, in some ways, unforced errors. I was running wide and, you know, but in a way, learning the motorbike, you know, without actually purely racing the bike. You can ride around here and do practice for weeks and weeks, you know, hundreds of laps, and you never really get the pure understanding of a machine until you put it in that racing environment. And yeah, I was just sort of like adjusting and making mistakes along the way, and, you know, to fight and get onto the podium was a great result. It was unreal. Yeah, and then we had it all to do again 2 times today with longer races. So the first race, you know, I got out in front and just sort of like tried to be as like robotic as a rider could be. It was just like, if I could just nail every braking point, every line, and just try and make it as pure as I could, and not let, you know, the thoughts of the other riders or anything interfere with my rhythm. And I was able to do that and took the win. You know, unfortunately, I wanted that feeling, because I've spent 2 years without a win. I wanted that feeling of like crossing the line and like, woo, we've won it. But kind of got brought short with a red flag with 2 laps to go. So, you know, I led for most of the race, but won it on a red flag. So I missed that opportunity to be like properly buzzing. But a first, a second and a third for one weekend. I'm leading the championship. I'm buzzing about my best ever start to a BSB season in my 14 years of doing this. So it's, yeah, let's just hope the fairy tale continues.
Josh Brookes, a 55th career victory in BSB, and a 5th here at Superstock for the race winner, Josh Brookes. It's the team award for the FHO BMW Motorrad team. Advance Australia Fair rings out for Josh Brookes. As feel bubbly, but she'll take that one. That is their first victory of the season.
Hi, I'm Richard Cooper, rider for FHO Racing in the BMW F900 Cup.
I'm Kate Walker and I'm racing for FHO in the F900 Cup.
So today we had the main event, the feature race if you like. Conditions have been fantastic this weekend. We actually made some changes for the race. A little bit of a gamble, like something that I'd not done with the bike in the previous 2 days, but I was well aware that the chasing pack was coming a little bit, you know, after watching the race back from yesterday, the heat race. So we made a few changes. It wasn't an easy race by any long means, you know, it was quite a tactical one that I was playing. I knew that early on there was going to be a number of riders that were going to use the slipstream to their advantage, which they was doing. I kept control of my pit board to make sure that I knew how long was left in the race, waited for the back markers to come into play a little bit, and then took my opportunity to sort of break the pack, if you like, and we knew it was going to be good fun. And I think we've proved that this weekend. You can see the smile on my face. It's just like, we have the joke about, you know, prize money. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's nice to actually have a little bit of reward at the end of a race weekend. And it's not always going to be like this, but whilst it is like this, you know, I need to enjoy the moment, and I can't thank FHO Racing enough for the late deal. You know, I can't stress how late it was. If you've seen from the footage, you know, I'm not even in the right levers yet, which did get mentioned by the boss, Faye. So hopefully come round 2, I'll be in the right livery. I'm glad to be a part of it. As you can see, you know, we're packing up the truck, we're all hands on, and it's like a breath of fresh air for me to go back to my roots and to be doing that kind of thing.
The first couple of corners were insane. It was like there was no tarmac for anybody to ride on. We started out 32nd and I think I finished 27th. I was in a group, and every time I overtook somebody would come from the back of the group and like overtake like 3 of us at once, and the group was forever like doing this. It was fun. It was really fun. It was the closest racing I've ever experienced though. But yeah, it was really fun. Really enjoyed it, and can't wait for the next round.
Pete's had a little bit of bad luck actually in this weekend, but in the last race, the pace was mega. The pace was really strong, so that's a positive sign for the bike. The bike's taking a step forward. Boys are working, the whole team's working well together as a team, which is really important. And I'm actually quite happy for the Chuckle brothers. Chuckle brothers! Are you happy? Yeah. Yes, I'm going to get you a McDonald's breakfast. To be honest, what I'm most happy about at the minute is that you're actually here. I've not seen you all weekend. I presume you've just got here, so that's good. Nice to see you.
6 p.m.
Nice to see you. Have a nice day.